Good morning, welcome to your warrior practice today. So just starting with your feet width apart first of all, we're going to inhale, extending through your arms, and exhale, hinging forwards and down, relaxing the crown of the head. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen through your spine, so really pressing your tailbone back, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, fold forwards and down. Stepping back into downward dog, hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears, and slowly floating forwards into plank, coming down onto your knees. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, pushing through into cobra, and exhale back into child pose. So just stretch it through there, nice deep breaths, and exhale, push back into downward dog, lifting your hips up and back. Bending your knees, stepping your feet back into the centre, and exhale, fold. Soften knees, inhale, rise. And again, exhale, hinging forwards and down, tucking in the head. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Downward dog, stepping your hips up and back. Control as you come forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, and then just drop down onto your knees for the first few till we've warmed up those muscles. Exhale, lower. Inhale, squeeze. Pushing back again into child pose, so just stretching through. Deep breath in as you exhale, push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Bending your knees, stepping your feet back into the centre. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees and inhale, rising all the way back up. And this time just exhale, clasping your hands back behind you and opening through your chest, rolling the shoulders back and down. Okay, we're going to get into a little bit of a into a dancing warrior position. So I'm going to show you this from the side. So we're staying in our salutations. So you've got your feet just hip width apart. And again, inhale, extend through your arms. And this time as you exhale, try and hinge forwards and down, creating a nice flat back, and then fold all the way, tucking in the head. And you can step or jump yourself back into downward dog this time. Float forwards into your plank. So either full plank or on your knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward dog. And see if you can lift your right leg in the air. Bend the knee and swing that leg through, planting it down onto the ground. Dropping your back heel. And as we rise up, we come into warrior two. So we sink down nice and deep. Wonderful. And then inhale, reach back into sun warrior. And as you exhale, just rocking forward, you can rest the elbow onto the thigh. And inhale again, reach back. And then releasing your hands back down towards the ground. Lift that back heel and step yourself back in. Folding forwards and down. Soften through the knees. And inhale, rising all the way back up. So now you've seen it on that side. Let's try it again. So exhale, hinging forwards and down, tucking the head. Stepping or jumping back into downward dog. Floating forwards into your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. And exhale back into downward dog. Okay, so left leg this time, lift it in the air. Swing that leg through and plant it down. Coming into warrior two to start with. So nice wide stance. Good. So again, we inhale, reach back into sun warrior. Extend forwards into extended warrior. Then inhale again. Back into sun warrior. And then releasing your hands back down, lift the back heel and step back into the centre. Good. So we're going to keep this going for a little while. Really extending through the breath. I'm going to show you the adaptations you can make on it. So we exhale, hinging forwards and down again, tucking in the head. Stepping or jumping back into downward dog. Float forwards into your plank. Knees on or off the ground as you exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward dog. So let's lift that right leg again. Bend the knee, swing the leg through, plant it down, drop in the back heel and rise up. Good. So again, Sun Warrior, reach it up and back. And this time as you exhale, releasing the hand down, but you can go a little bit further if you want to, almost to the floor, and then inhale, reaching it back, and exhale, release. Hands come down, lift that back heel, stepping both feet back in again, folding forwards, soften the knees, and inhale, rise, squeeze, and again, exhale, coming down, fold forwards, step or jump back into downward dog, float forwards, shoulders over wrists, exhale halfway, inhale through into up dog or cobra, exhale back into downward dog. Okay, left leg then lifting high, bend that knee and swing it through, planting down that back heel, warrior two. So try and get deep in those legs if you can. Inhale, reach, exhale, revolve forwards, and then inhale again, reach it back, and release your hands back down, lifting that back heel, step it in, fold it forwards, soften the knees, and inhale, rise. I'm going to show you from the side again, so let's go again. So exhale, hinging forwards and down, fold, tuck in the head. When you're ready, step or jump, downward dog, float forward, shoulders over wrists, exhale, lower, inhale, push it through, exhale, back into downward dog. Good. So again, lift that right leg high in the air, bend the knee, swing your leg through, planting it down. So really deep now, low in that warrior two. Inhale, reach, exhale, come forwards and down. See if you can release towards the ground. Then inhale again, and releasing your hands down towards the ground, lift that back heel, step it in and fold. Soften knees to inhale, rise. I'll show you from the other side now. So when we're ready, exhale, hinge it forwards and down, tuck it in the head. Stepping or jumping back into downward dog, floating forwards into your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back into downward dog. Left leg then, lift it high as you press that right heel towards the ground. Bend the knee, swing the leg, drop that back heel, rise up. So sink deep again. Nice and deep in those legs. Inhale, reach Sun Warrior. Exhale, again, just see if you can reach that hand down towards the ground and lower the hip with you. Then inhale, revolve again. And exhale, release, hands come down, lift the back heel. And this time, see if you can step back into downward dog. Just hold that downward dog for a moment. Nice deep breaths, pressing the heels towards the ground. Just looking towards your thighs. So that should have got your heart rate up a little bit. Got that heat moving through your body now. Nice momentum going there. So slowly come forwards into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Wonderful. Okay, bending your knees. Stepping your left foot in. And turn yourself around to the front and rise. Whew, well done. So you should be getting quite warm now, feeling quite warm on there. Feet nice and wide. And we're going to sink down into a wide squat this time. So hold in this position, draw your belly button in towards the spine and bring your hands into a prayer position. So just squat down into those legs. Nice deep breaths. Stay strong with it. So now we've got that heart rate up and the body's nice and warm. We can go into some stronger movements now. So extending up through your arms, extending the arms out towards the side. Good. Breathe and hold there and just try and sink that a little bit deeper, but lifting your chest. So you want to watch that you're not leaning forwards. If that's starting to happen, then perhaps you need to come up a little bit higher. So stay within what feels good for you, what feels right for you. Okay, take one last deep breath there and then squat down. Bring your hands out and in front. Jump your feet back in, plank position. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push it up and through, really squeeze. And exhale, push back into downward dog. Good. Lifting your right leg high in the air. You're going to bend that knee, swing it through and plant it down on the ground. And just dropping the back heel, come up into warrior one this time. So extend through the arms, sink down into the legs. Nice deep breath. So really squeeze the buttock on the back leg to protect your lower back. And reach up towards the ceiling as you sink down into your thighs. So we're going to add our warrior balance to this. So very gently, very slowly, we're going to hinge forwards over that thigh. Lift the back heel. Keep reaching till you lift that leg, hold and extend into warrior three. So you want to bring your chest parallel to the floor as much as possible. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly releasing that foot back down. Drop the heel. Reach up through the arms. And slowly and gently releasing your hands back down. Step back into downward dog. And then see if you can bend the knees and jump your feet wide. Turn your heels in, toes out, and rise back up into this position. So sink down into your legs. So, it's a bit of a wake-up call, this one, isn't it? Definitely gets your heart rate up, gets your body moving and stretching. Just lifting through your chest, stay strong with it. Pushing that weight through the heels, feeling really grounded in this position. And then again, extending through your arms, take them out, nice and wide, breathing into it. Those really nice, deep, nourishing breaths. And then slowly lower all the way down, hands come down to the ground, jump yourself back into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push it up and through. Exhale, push back into downward dog. Good, so left leg this time. Bringing that foot up, bend the knee, swing your leg through, plant it down and dropping that back heel. Don't worry if you're on a different leg to me, it's fine. As long as you're making sure you're not doing the same leg twice, that is fine. Just sinking down, squeezing the buttock, drawing the belly button towards the spine as you sink, opening your heart centre up as you lower deeply into those legs. So your front leg is at a 90-degree angle, that back leg should be nice and straight. Really squeeze up through that back thigh, through the back buttock as well. Are you ready? Extend forwards, lengthen to where you can. Lift that back foot, and as you rock forwards, we're going to lift that back foot, bring your chest parallel to the floor. Now if you're new to this, you might want to bring your arms out wider to help you to balance. So stay with what feels good for you. Try and look at the ground and bring your chest parallel to the floor as much as possible. Stay like this for a moment. Good, and then slowly come back down. Just hold for a moment there, breathe. Nice deep breaths. Feel that separation between the ribs and the hips. It should feel good. It should feel quite energizing and good to breathe into. Slowly hinging forwards and down, releasing the hands. Step back into downward dog and just hold that downward dog for a moment. Breathing into it. Good. And then from here, slowly float forwards into plank. On your knees or fall as we exhale, lower. Inhale through into up dog or cobra. Just squeezing and lifting. And then gently drop your knees, take them wide, and sit back down into the centre. Just letting your head relax, letting your shoulders relax, breathing into it. Wonderful. So we're going to work with some standing balances now, twists. So when we're ready, we're going to push back into downward dog, hips up and back. Bend your knees and step your feet back into the centre. Big toes and heels together, bend your knees and extend your arms overhead. So this is intense pose. You all should know intense pose by now. It's making sure your weight is definitely into your heels, sitting back into it. Nice deep breaths and trying to reach your arms up towards your earlobes. Now if you get tension in your back here, you might need to come up a little bit higher to see if you can manage that. But keep working with it and see how it goes for you. If you have issues with your shoulders and you'd rather have your hands here, then that's perfectly fine too. We are going to move to that position in a moment anyway. So from here, we place the palms together and bring them over the heart centre, sinking down deep. And just check your knees for a moment. Make sure that one knee isn't further forward than the other. Make sure they are together. Deep breath in as you exhale, rotate to the right. Bring your hands across your chest as much as you possibly can. And just once more, check your knees. Make sure they are still in alignment. And gently opening through the arms, reaching through it to where you can. Nice deep breaths. I know it's called a difficult pose for a reason. Slowly and gently we're going to release your left hand down onto the ground and step your left foot back and just sink down again into a deeper twist from here. Now if you want to, you can drop the back knee down to give you more stability, or you can leave it elevated. Breathe and hold to where you can. And softly and gently release from there and step that back foot in and just fold for a moment with your legs straight. Just relax the shoulders and the jaw. Breathing into it. And softly bending your knees and inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, clasp your hands back behind, open through your chest, rolling your shoulders back and down. Wonderful. Okay. So on your next breath, we're going to go back into intense pose again. So big toes and heels together, sink down into your legs and extend your arms up and really try and draw the belly button towards the spine as much as you possibly can. Nice deep breaths, trying to sink deep into the legs, staying with what you feel you can. If you need to come out of it at any point, then feel free to do so, but try and challenge yourself to stay a little bit longer. Use the breath for that stamina in the muscles. Are you ready? Palms together, bring it down over your heart centre. Sink down into the legs and gently rotate. So we're resting that elbow down, checking your knees and see if you can bring your chest in line with the hands. So lots of length through your spine. So it should feel quite nice on your back actually. But just again, checking that your knees don't try and come out of alignment. Keep them there, dropping the hips. Breathe. And on your next exhale, releasing your arms. So push the elbow down as you rotate just a little bit higher with this top arm to really increase that stretch. And it should feel quite nice across the shoulder actually as well. Good. One last deep breath there. And slowly and gently, we're going to release your right hand down, step your right foot back. Sink down into the legs and open up, looking up towards the ceiling or just looking straight ahead to where you can. Nice deep breaths. Wonderful. Slowly and gently release your hands back down. Just push back into downward dog from here. Sit your hips up and back. Bring some space between your shoulders and your ears. Good. And just one more time now, float forwards into plank. Hold that plank for a moment. You can come down onto your knees if you want to. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift it up and through, really squeeze. And back into a wide child's pose. So taking the knees wide, sitting back down and breathing into it. Now slowly as you come back up, you might need to adjust your mat for this to make sure that you're comfortable. We're going to get into a frog pose. So we're going to take the knees really wide. So if you've got quite bony knees or if they just feel uncomfortable anyway, you can just place something under your knees to protect them, make sure they feel okay. You want the legs to be fairly wide and then coming down onto your elbows. So I'm going to show you that from the side. So just taking those knees wide. Flex your feet as well, so don't leave them in this position. Bring them more flexed, so like at a right angle. And just come down onto your elbows. Now for some, this feels fine, and for others it feels really quite intense on the groin and the inner thigh. So just listen to your body right now. How does it feel for you? So stay here in this position just for a moment. But then if you feel you can go deeper, you can push back a little bit further. Trying not to round through the back, try and push your hips back more, so stick your bum out more, to increase that feeling, that stretch. Just really breathing into it, to where you can. Really sinking those hips down, breathing into them. Relaxing your shoulders and your jaw, where you can. And sometimes it's a good idea to just try and stay here. When we stay in something that's uncomfortable for us, we learn a lot about ourselves, our resilience, our ability to be present even in times of difficulty. Not easy to do. Relax your shoulders. Let your hips sink down even further. Wonderful. Now have a go at this. See if you can walk forwards just a little way. Just stretch out a little bit further. So just breathe into that. Now when you're resting on your elbows, make sure that your elbows and your shoulders are nice and aligned. So you're supporting yourself on there so you don't start to get pain in your back. And really try and switch on your core as well, so drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Wonderful. Slowly and gently walking yourself back. Gently bring your toes in. Rock back a little bit further and bring your knees in. And just see if you can sit down now in Thunderbolt. Just sitting up nice and tall, just hands on your thighs, and just bring your back into a nice neutral position. Try and relax your shoulders down away from the ears. Just stay for a moment. Just breathe. Good. So we're just going to do some moves that are quite nourishing for your back now. We've been quite active with a lot of the poses that we've done. So this now is just allowing you to lie on your back. We're going to do a couple of moves that you should know quite easily. So bringing your legs out and in front. And very gently and slowly lowering your back one vertebra at a time down towards the ground. And once you're there, just bring your feet in a little bit closer. Feet just hip width apart. And just tilt your pelvis slightly there. Is there any tension in your back? How does it feel? Does it feel tense and tight, or does it move quite easily? So just taking your breath to that area And really try and draw your pelvic floor muscles in. So the muscles that when you're trying to stop yourself from going to the toilet, tighten those as much as you can. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to peel your pelvis up off the floor, really squeeze, rolling the shoulders back and clasp your hands underneath and tuck your shoulders under. And just breathe and hold in this position for a moment. Nice deep breaths. Try and stay strong with it. Wonderful. Good. And then just take in one more deep breath. See if you can lift one leg up towards the ceiling. Squeeze and hold. Now if you want to just stay in the bridge you can, or if you want to come back down and hug your knees, then you can. But this is more of a challenge for you to work through the legs. Slowly release and lower that leg down. And then let's try that on the other side. So if you've been working with this for a little while now, it might be an idea to just challenge yourself with this. Make sure that your supporting foot is firmly on the floor, that the heel isn't lifting. One last deep breath there, and slowly lower that leg back down. Feet just still hip width apart. One last time, just squeeze and lift. Slowly and gently release your hands and lower your hips down. And just bring your knees in towards the chest and rock around, loosening up any tension there in your back. Just release. Good. And then slowly just spread your arms wide, not completely out to the side though, just slightly down. Bend your legs at 90 degrees. So we're going to switch on the core here in this position. So we've been working a lot with your solar plexus today, and with just finding that power, that strength and that heat in your body. So this is just going to try and keep that space nice and strong through your abdominals and your oblique muscles, muscles down the side. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just slowly bring your legs part way over one side, engage through your core, and then inhale, bring your knees back through to centre, and exhale the other way. Good. Inhale, bring your knees back through to centre, and exhale the other way. Good. Inhale back through, and exhale. Wonderful. Inhale back through, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good, just one more each side. Inhale back to centre. Slowly coming back through. Well done. Just hold that position for a moment. Just breathe. Very good. Okay, just dropping your legs back down, feet hip width apart, and just again tilt your pelvis, lift your hips. So in case your hip flex got a little bit tense from that, clasping your hands underneath and walking your shoulders under, and just breathe and hold, staying strong with it. And then again, if it feels okay for you, you can lift one leg, lifting the hip. Make sure that supporting foot is flat on the floor, and how it feels across your lower back as well. Slowly and gently release, and swap over the other side. So extend, lift your hips and breathe. Slowly and gently release. just hip width apart. And very slowly and gently release your hands and lower your hips. Bring your legs up again to that 90-degree angle, arms just by your side. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, just slowly drop into one side. Control. Inhale back through to centre, and exhale the other way. Good. Inhale back through to centre. So when you're bringing the legs back, really feel that working from the oblique muscles. So as we bring them down here, they're working to hold. And then as we start to bring them back up, your oblique muscles here are pulling you back over to this side. Good. Try and keep your calves lifted as well. So keep that 90-degree angle as much as possible. And both shoulder blades down on the floor. Well done. Okay, bring your knees in. See if you can take a hold of your heels, soles of your feet, shins or ankles, and just come into happy baby. So bringing those knees nice and wide, and this should feel really quite nice. Trying to drop your shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing into it. You can rock around if that feels right for you. Just try not to rock too far, otherwise you might find that you go over. And then slowly and gently release. Shake it all off and relax. So just coming down to the space. Good. Now this time we're going to bring the feet together, spread the arms wide, shoulder width, and slowly just drop your knees one way and your head the other way. So just relax this time. Just let yourself stay in this position, bringing those shoulders down away from the ears. Good, and just feel everything starting to relax. Just a little bit more now. And gently inhale, bring your knees back through to centre, and exhale the other way. So just looking, how does that feel on your neck? How does it feel on your hips? Just one last deep breath here in this lovely stretch. And gently and slowly bring your legs back through to the centre. Take a hold of one leg with both hands. Extend the other leg and see if you can rock forward and back and bring yourself up to sitting. Well done. And just sitting nice and tall. We're going to come into a forward fold. So legs extended. Lift and lengthen through your chest. And one point you might want to do is if you lift yourself up and sit down a little bit deeper, or even move your buttocks from underneath you, that can make sure then that you are sat right down. Sorry, that's my side. So we're going to inhale, extend through your arms, and exhale, hinge forwards and down to where you can. So don't worry if you can't reach your feet, as I've said before, just bring yourself to wherever you can comfortably go. Folding forwards, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. So just take another moment of calm here, feeling a stretch in the hamstrings, a stretch that should be just a mild discomfort, not intensely painful. If you can reach your feet and you want a little bit more, you can put your hands over the back of the feet and then push your hips back a little bit further. And just try and relax the upper body down. over the top. So just nice deep breaths. Just trying to allow your upper body to become heavy over your legs. One last deep breath and then slowly and gently rising back up. Place your hands back behind you, lift for your chest. You're going to bend one leg and see if you can lift your hips up and roll the shoulders back and down. Just breathing into it. Open and breathe. Stay strong. And then very slowly and gently just lowering yourself back down. Okay, you get to lie back down again then now, and this time we're going to get into Shavasana. So very gently, just relax. A nice comfortable position for this can sometimes be with your knees together and your feet wide, or you can just extend your legs fully down towards the ground, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Just finding that comfortable position right now, as soon as you possibly can. Just try and find as much length through your body as you possibly can. Nice deep breaths. And you might want to place your hands on your body. So one hand on the lower abdomen and one hand around the chest or the rib cage. And I want you to just explore your breathing for a moment. So just feel the breath. It's that natural, normal breath. And then you might want to explore expanding the breath just slightly. So inhaling a little bit deeper. Exhaling. Feeling the hand drop down with each exhale. Feeling the hand elevate with each inhale. And just try and let your breathing slow down. Taking your time. And the more you connect with the breath, the more of an effect it has on your central nervous system. Just allowing your system to calm, to bring you into a state of relaxation. And with each breath, just noticing the effect it has on your body. How much more relaxed you are becoming. deeply relaxed. And then if you want to, you can just let your hands fall away from the body. Take a few more deep breaths. Just know that this state of peace in Shavasana is what helps you to develop from the physical asana. From all of those sequences that you've just been through. This point now is so important to help you to develop from all of that hard work. Almost like a state of integration. And the longer you allow yourself to have this space, the greater the benefits. You may find if there were any tension points during your practice, if anything was becoming uncomfortable, you might want to place your hand around any of those areas as well. So if it was around your hip or around your lower back, you might want to place your hands just underneath or anywhere, or even coming from the top, so holding them around your sacral centre. And each breath now in this relaxed state, you may find that there is no tension there anymore. And that's because you've moved it through with your physical presence. And now working with the breath to help clear that space. And you didn't even need to find out what it was. Just accepting that it was there and allowing it to move through with the breath. So breathe into those areas now. And exhale it all away. Believe that you can move through these areas of tension. You don't have to hold on to them. You don't have to lock it into your body. You can let it go. Just keeping your eyes closed, focusing on the breath. And then as you place your hands upon your body, over certain areas that feel tense or tight for you, try this. Visualise a golden spiral at the very top of your head. And that spiral seems to come from a source of love that is beyond this physical realm. Feel that spiral entering through the crown of your head now at Sahasrara. Feel it channel down through your arms and out through the palms of your hands. And feel that silky golden spiral now, soothing the areas of tension within you. You may start to feel some heat building in your hands. Just take one last deep breath here, feeding that golden energy into your body. And feel now as if your whole body is illuminated by this golden light, surrounding your body and also within your body, working on all aspects of your being, physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. That golden light. And now just take a few moments to deepen your breath, just inhaling and exhaling completely. Really deep. Very gently just start to move and stretch in your own way, in your own time. And slowly bring yourself back up to sitting. Just facing me. Just taking your time, there is no hurry. If you do want to stay a little bit longer, you can just ignore this or pause and stay just for a bit longer. You can stay in that for as long as you like. 20 minutes to half an hour can be quite nice. So when you're ready, just sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, palms together, and exhale, hands over heart center. Namaste.